It's my first night in Anchorage, and I am at Altura, which is a restaurant by Chef Nathan Bentley. So he was a James Beard semifinalist for Best Chef in the Northwest. And here's what the server brought out. This is a scallion butter topped with black sea salt, and this is sourdough bread that they make in-house. So the ciabatta bread is very airy. You can probably even tell from what I'm doing here. Take a look at it. And then the scallion butter, there is a little bit of a taste of scallion to it. And then the black sea salt definitely makes it, it kind of pushes it over the edge.
So these are fresh oysters from Jinhee Bay, Alaska, right outside of Prince of Wales Island. They're going to be served raw. We're adding a yuzu and plum wine foam over the top and a little micro shiso as well.
So the brininess is definitely a dominant flavor, but I love the way the foam kind of complemented the citrus in those. It's just very smooth, like a very clean flavor profile on those. And I also love how this foam here doesn't dissipate at all. These have been sitting here for a good 5 minutes, and they still look the same as when our server brought them.
So this is our hamachi collar. This is going to be a Yellowtail tuna collar, marinated in a miso marinade for 48 hours and then charbroiled. We're serving that with a white miso aioli and a little julienne style cucumber and shallot that's been tossed with a rice wine vinegar and a little bit of chili oil.
So here it is. There is bone in it, so I had to like kind of take it off the bone. Okay. Definitely taste the miso. There's a high oil content to the point that even if you didn't marinate it in anything, I think you could probably eat it by itself. But I love the mix of flavors in this one.
So this is our sweet prawn bisque. This is a pride of Altura. This is a signature of Altura as well, our most popular thing on the entire menu. We use Alaska spot prawns to produce this bisque. Nice creamy bisque, a little bit of chili oil and basil oil over the top, and then we do a little caraway croutons over the soup as well.
Okay, so I do understand why this is one of the more popular things on the menu. I'll say that I do find it to be a little bit spicy with the chili oil, but I could also kind of tell there's basil oil in there. Then the shrimp, I believe the shrimp, they must be fresh. But then like sort of rye croutons, I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, but they kind of soak up the bisque, and I just really love this soup.
Alaskan black cod. All right, so this is our Alaskan black cod. Definitely a higher oil content than a lot of white fish, and not related to a classic Pacific cod either. We are roasting the black cod in the oven with a Calabrian chili butter. We're serving that over fregola, which is an Italian couscous, sauteed with a little shallot and fennel. It's being served with roasted morel mushrooms. Around the dish is a Nerano sauce. Nerano is, we take fried zucchini, we puree that with a little chicken stock, butter, and cream to create that sauce to surround the black cod. Here we have our house-made gnocchi. We make all of our gnocchi fresh in-house. This is a grana padano gnocchi. Grana padano is a young Parmesan that is folded into the dough. We are tossing that in a Tuscan kale ricotta cream sauce. We're adding a little crispy Parmesan over the top, and then gremolata as well, which is a mixture of lemon zest, garlic, and parsley.
So the black cod, it's like flaky. Yeah. It just comes apart, kind of just like, I don't know, like a piece of salmon would. You see what I'm doing right here? Okay, in the black cod dish, I've tried everything separately, and the cod, it's almost buttery. That's the only way I could describe it. Now the mushrooms, they're very earthy, but the zucchini puree is a really nice addition to the dish. It kind of complements the pasta nice, but the fish is really good. Just enjoying the Alaskan fish up here. Okay, so the gnocchi, it's made in-house. It is a little softer than what I'm used to. I believe it's made in like a kale pesto. So one thing that was interesting was the little Parmesan crisps that are on top of the dish. Here, check that out. So that kind of adds a little bit of sharpness to the dish. Okay, I've tried 5 different things, and I have to say, out of everything I've tried, the oysters were my favorite. The yuzu-plum wine foam that came on them, they really made a difference. After that, I'm going to say my second favorite was the soup, so the shrimp bisque. The shrimp were really fresh, you could tell, and I loved the basil oil. The chili oil was just enough for me to handle in terms of spice. And then after that, I would say number 3 would have been the black cod. I just, I have to admit I was expecting just like, Pacific cod, but it really was more like Chilean sea bass. The server was correct. And speaking of the server, what really made this place stand out, in addition to the food, was the fact that he knew the menu inside out. He explained everything to me. And that brings me to my number 4 favorite, which I would have to say that was the appetizer, which was the tuna crudo. That was good, especially on the outside. And then finally, I would say number 5 would be the gnocchi. So not a big kale person. I thought the Parmesan crisps were an interesting addition to it. So with all that said, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'm going to be spending a few more days here, heading down to Ketchikan. Got a trip to Las Vegas lined up. It'll be my first in 12 years. So I'm going to enjoy this well-presented. This is peach sorbet, white peach sorbet. This is also made in-house. And thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you in the future.
How is that? They do that with penguins? No, they don't. Penguins? No,